Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. New RC Day! And it's not a Traxxas, is it? No. I decided to buy something a little different. So, I think we need to unbox this thing real fast. About that quick. So, it's the HSP Boxer. Got this from RC Hobbies Outlet.com. I was looking for a truck to do more trailing with and crawling, and HSP has really stepped up their game on this. In fact, I did a little pre-check, and Traxxas parts will fit. So my bumper from my TRX4 will mount right on this sucker, no problem, which means I don't have to drill this bumper for the winch and stuff. I can just slap that on, slap on my stock rear bumper, boom. It's alright for now anyways, and then I'll metalize the sucker later. Anyways, so this was like $200 and some Canadian. It was like really cheap, but HSP's decided to get into the crawling and trail truck stuff, and I think they did a really good job so far. So we get, of course, a truck. We get a typical radio. I'm going to have to label this because I have an HSP 4x4 monster truck, so I'm going to have to label so I know which one's which. Oh, and FYI, Fly Sky receivers are compatible with these radios, just so you know, and vice versa. Anyways, so you get some Boxer stickers. So thankful that HSP did not install these because they are not going on this truck. Okay. Get a charger, wall charger, a little bit of important paperwork notice. You get a manual with parts list, bind plug, little antenna tube, the usual. You can reorder parts. They may even have some upgrade parts on here. We'll have to see. But hey, like I said, compatible with Traxxas, which also means going to be compatible with a lot of our SCX10 stuff too for parts. Just swap and go, right? Which is awesome. So yes, I'm going to be getting beadlocks. Now the other purpose for this truck, why I bought it, is I needed a winter plow rig. And I don't want to screw around with my TRX and rip stuff apart just to put on a stupid plow blade. So, getting something like this, very idealistic for that. So, and like I said, also this is going to be scaled out. It's going to have like roof rack and all that other jazz on it for trailing and so on and so forth. So, there's our underside. Now, they did what Axial didn't do in the first place originally, was they already put the battery up front because you need front weight. Because a lot of vehicles tend to be rear heavy. Well, this one has the weight up front, so that's already a good sign. What doesn't really appeal to me is their choice of shocks, but shocks can be changed. However, you have a boatload of mounting options for your shocks. So you can change the geometries, flexibility, and so on. No preload on these things yet. Well, they could use a little bit of preload because otherwise that's might pop something out if you do a tumble. So we're going to have to add a little bit of preload to this thing. Going to have to balance it out anyhow. From what I'm seeing right now, I'm going to want to change the angle of my back shocks to more vertical because they're kind of going forward, which I don't like. But otherwise, I mean, they did a good job. And so it kind of looks a lot like an SCX10, but already upgraded too. You've got metal links all the way around. It's actually 4-link front and rear, which is like really sweet. Part of this is actually metal. For the shafts, and then of course the rest is plastic. So they're built pretty tough there. Locked diffs, of course, permanently locked. No name brand tires, very soft. So I'm just looking this over, and it looks like we're going to have a lot of things that are going to be compatible. Can't remember the motor turn rate on this thing. But it is a 540 can, so we're going to actually swap in a really good quality motor into this thing, probably something around a 45 turn. if I remember correctly from what I've seen on some videos, with the gearing ratio on this thing, it's a little hyperactive even with the turn rate of the motor. So that I'm going to have to order a motor for. And you can also switch this between drag brake mode. You've got, looks like three levels, 0, 50, or 100. And then for the battery, just NIM or LiPo. Everything is fully waterproof. The servo is supposed to be a 15 kilogram servo. I guess we'll have to see how that works out. Of course, waterproof receiver box, and of course there's our receiver box, and we do have an antenna tube here. So while we're here, let's see how much this sticks up and in the way. That, I don't want the wire hanging out. I'd rather have it up where it belongs. So it's going to have to bend over a little bit, which is no big deal. So, piece of cake. Anyhow, so that's our truck. I'm going to have to charge the battery. Being that it's a NIM pack, well, you know NIM packs. I don't know what kind of runtime it's going to get, but I'm going to definitely do a video to see how much runtime I get out of it. Or actually not a video, but just try it out. It's 2000 milliamp, so I'm expecting probably a half hour out of it. We'll have to see. I am going to be running mainly LiPos in this thing because I prefer LiPos, and then this NIM pack will actually be a good extra pack for my Tamiya TT01 race car, because I wanted to order a battery for it, but it's like, no, I don't have to. And of course it's already got the right connector for the Tamiya, so hey, why not? So anyways, that is our little machine. Now as far as the features of the remote go, it does have, oh, I can't even read these labels on here. Anyway, so we've got throttle reversing, steering reversing, bind of course, throttle trim, steering trim, and of course how much of that steering you get or don't get. So your basics, you know. These are actually quite good remotes, and the range on them is like exceedingly good. I don't think I've ever had a range issue unless I've chewed up an antenna, which I did that once. But otherwise, not chewing them up, really exceptional range. So, you know, you can go far enough that you won't even see your truck. But C-channel steel chassis on this thing too, which is nice. Overall, it's a really nice truck. I can't wait to install some Traxxas parts and other metal upgrades. And I do have a front metal bumper mount, and so I'm going to just slide the whole works on here, and if it fits good, then I'm going to order another bumper mount for the rear and a few other parts for this. And now, the one thing I can tell you that will not be compatible is going to be shock towers from Axial. They won't be compatible, so we'll have to wait and see if they come out with some metal ones for this thing, and then we'll upgrade to metal at some point. I wouldn't suggest upgrading these to metal, because one good turn the wrong way and bend, that's it. Anyways, in the meantime, guys, I'm going to go charge up my battery and go play with this thing and see what it's like. Put some preload on these shocks and, like I said, move them over before I run it for the first time. Hey, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.